Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of Jeffrey Dahmer Part 2. I wasn't going to do it just yet, but I figure I'd go ahead and do it now because I have another interesting video that I intend on putting out, and it's about Kanye West. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell button for more content. So we're going to continue what we stopped at. Let's get started. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, when he reached puberty, Dahmer discovered he was gay. He did not tell his parents in his early teens. He had a brief relationship with another teenage boy, although they never had intercourse. By Dahmer's later admission, he began fantasizing about dominating and controlling a completely submissive male partner in his early to mid-teens and his masturbatory fantasies gradually evolved to his I'm sorry, y'all. This is just crazy, man. This is why I didn't want to finish it. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish. Completely submissive male partner in his early to mid-teens and his masturbatory fantasies gradually evolved to his focusing upon the chest and torsos of the focus of his fantasies. These fantasies gradually became intertwined with this section. When he was about 16, Dahmer conceived a fantasy of rendering unconscious a particular male jogger he found attractive and then making sexual use of his body. On one occasion, Dahmer concealed himself in bushes with a baseball bat to lie in wait for this man. However, he did not pass by on that particular day. Dahmer later said this was his first attempt to attack someone. Despite being regarded as a loner and an oddball among his peers at RHS, Dahmer became something of a class clown who often staged pranks, which became known as doing a Dahmer. These included bleating and simulating epileptic seizures or cerebral palsy at school and local stores. By 1977, Dahmer's grades has declined. His parents hired a private tutor with limited success. That same year, in an attempt to save their marriage, his parents attended counseling sessions. They continued to curl frankly when Lionel discovered Joyce had engaged in a brief affair in September 1977. They both decided to divorce, telling their sons they wished to do so amicably. Lionel moved out of the house in early 1978, temporarily residing in a motel on North Cleveland, Massillon Road. Man, his whole family was fucked up. In May 1978, Dahmer graduated from high school. A few weeks before his graduation, one of his teachers observed Dahmer sitting close to the school parking lot drinking several cans of beer. When the teacher threatened to report the matter, Dahmer informed him he was experiencing a lot of problems at home and that the school's guidance counselor was aware of them. That spring, Joyce and David moved out of the family home to live with relatives in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Dahmer had just turned 18 and remained in the family home. Dahmer's parents' divorce was finalized on July 24, 1978. Joyce was awarded custody of her younger son and alimony payments. Late teens and early 20s, first murder. Murder of Stephen Hicks. Dahmer committed his first murder in 1978, 3 weeks after his graduation. On June 18, Dahmer picked up a hitchhiker named Stephen Mark Hicks, who was almost 19. Dahmer lured the youth to his house on the pretext of drinking. Hicks, who had been hitchhiking to a rock concert at Chippewa Lake Park, Ohio, agreed to accompany Dahmer to his house upon the promise of a few beers with Dahmer, as he had the house to himself. According to Dahmer, the sight of the bare-chested Hicks standing at the roadside stirred his sexual feelings. Although when Hicks began talking about girls, he knew any sexual passes he made would be rebuffed. After several hours of talking, drinking, and listening to music, Hicks wanted to leave, and I didn't want him to. Dahmer bulging Hicks with a 10-pound wow dumbbell. Later, he later stated he struck Hicks twice from behind with the dumbbell as Hicks sat upon a chair when Hicks fell unconscious. Dahmer strangled him to death with the bar of the dumbbell, then stripped the clothes from Hicks' body before exploring his chest with his hands, then masturbating as he stood above the corpse. The following day, Dahmer dissected Hicks' body in his basement. He later buried the remains in a shallow grave in his backyard. Before several weeks later, unearthing the remains and paring the flesh from the bones, he dissolved the flesh in acid. Before flushing the solution down the toilet, he crushed the bones with a sledgehammer and scattered them in the woodland behind the family home. Damn, man, this motherfucker was crazy, bro. College and Army service. 6 weeks after the murder of Hicks, Dahmer's father and his fiancée returned to his home, where they discovered Jeffery living alone at the house. The August, Dahmer enrolled at Ohio State University, hoping to major in business. Dahmer's sole term at OSU was completely unproductive, largely because of his persistent alcohol abuse throughout the majority of the term. He received felon grades in Introduction to Anthropology, Classical Civilization, and Administrative Science. The only course Dahmer was successful at was mercifully having received a B minus grade. His overall GPA was 0.45/4.0. On one occasion, Lionel paid a surprise visit to his son, only to find his room strewn with empty liquor bottles. Despite his father having paid in advance for the second term, Dahmer dropped out of OSU after just 3 months. In January 1979, on his father's urging, Dahmer enlisted in the United States Army, where he trained as a medical specialist at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas. On July 13, 1979, the year I was born, he was deployed to Baumholder, West Germany, where he served as a combat medic in 2nd Battalion, 68th Armored Regiment, 8th Infantry Division. According to published reports, in Dahmer's first year of service, he was an average or slightly above average soldier. So this fool was actually in the Army. Owing to Dahmer's alcohol abuse, his performance deteriorated, and in March 1981, he was deemed unsuitable for military service and was later discharged from the Army. He received an honorable discharge, as his superiors did not believe that any problems Dahmer had in the Army would be acceptable to civilian life. So Jeffrey Dahmer was in the fucking Army. Who would have knew? On March 24, 1981, Dahmer was sent to Fort Jackson, South Carolina for debriefing and provided with a plane ticket to travel anywhere in the country. Dahmer later told police he felt he could not return home to face his father, so he opted to travel to Miami Beach, Florida, both because he was tired of the cold and in an attempt to live by his own means in Florida. Dahmer found employment at a delicatessen because he was, hold on, what's that word? I'm sorry, y'all. And rented a room in a nearby motel. Dahmer spent most of his salary on alcohol and was soon evicted from the motel for non-payment. He initially spent his evenings on the beach as he continued work at the sandwich shop until phoning his father and asking to return to Ohio in September of the same year. Return to Ohio and relocation to West Allis, Wisconsin. Damn, man, this dude was something else, y'all. This dude was literally something else, my supporters. Y'all drop your comments below. Let me know what y'all think, man, because this is the last bit of the story. After his return to Ohio, Dahmer initially resided with his father and stepmother and insisted on being delegated numerous chores to occupy his time while he looked for work. He continued to drink heavily, and 2 weeks after, his return, Dahmer was arrested for drunken disorderly conduct, for which he was fined $60 and given a suspended 10-day jail sentence. Dahmer's father tried unsuccessfully to wean his son off alcohol. In December 1981, he and Dahmer's stepmother sent him to live with his grandmother in West Allis, Wisconsin. Dahmer's grandmother was the only family member to whom he displayed any affection. They hoped that her influence plus the change of scenery might persuade Dahmer to quit drinking, find a job, and live responsibly. Initially, Dahmer's living arrangements with his grandmother were harmonious. He accompanied her to church, willingly undertook chores, actively sought work, and abided by most of her house rules, although he did continue to drink and smoke. This new influence in his life initially brought results, and in early 1982, Dahmer found employment as a phlebotomist at the Milwaukee Blood Plasma Center. He held this job for a total of 10 months before being laid off. Dahmer remained unemployed for over 2 years, during which he lived upon whatever money his grandmother gave him. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell button. Let me know what y'all think. Like I said, man, this dude was wacko, man. But it's his parents doing, though. It's his fucking parents doing. It's all on them, bro. No, it's all about how the parents raise the kid. That's how it works. Obviously, they disowned his ass. They ignored him pretty much for the most part. I'm not trying to put all the blame on the family, man, but, hey, sometimes you, not sometimes, all the time, you just have to pay more attention to your kids, man. Because you never know, they could grow up and wind up damn killing you. Or just wind up going on a killing spree like this motherfucker did. So, with that being said, share the video, smash the like button, drop your comments below, let me know what y'all thoughts are. I didn't even know this fool was in the army either, man. So, I'm glad I did decide to do a part 2. Shout out to Queen Lilith, by the way, #1 for actually encouraging me to do this video. Alright, with that being said, man, I'm about to do another Kanye West video, man. And the black guy that killed Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm gonna do a video on him too, man. I think he deserves a fucking good video. So I'll work on that later on tonight and probably upload it tomorrow afterwards. With that being said, I love y'all. Stay safe. I'm about to drop this other Kanye West video. Y'all ain't gonna believe what the hell I'm gonna be reading up on what this nigga about to do. So y'all just stay tuned, man. Knowledge is power. CJ signing out.